Good day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Quotients and Stuff. That's right, today we're going to be talking about quotients, which are the answers to division problems, and exactly 3 different ways to represent those. Are you ready? All right, let's dive right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask ourselves, how many times will 8 go into 4,837? Now, having said that, I like to break it down a bit more than that just to make it easier, so we can ask ourselves, how many times will 8 go into 4 first? Well, it won't go any because 4 is smaller than 8, so we can extend that line and say, well, how many times will 8 go into 48? Well, we're in luck because 6 times 8 is 48, so we know that 8 will go into 48 6 times. And we put our 48 down below here, and we do a little bit of subtraction. 48 subtract itself is 0. And now we can bring down a 3. And we ask ourselves the same question. How many times will 8 go into... I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to drop down the 3. How many times will 8 go into 3? Well, it'll go 0 times, so we can actually put a 0 up there. And we're in luck, we can bring down another number. We can bring down this 7, and we ask ourselves, how many times will 8 go into 37 now? Well, we know that 8 will go into 37 4 times. 4 times 8 is 32. And then we just have to do 37 subtract 32, which gives us a remainder of 5. Now, having said that, that is a perfectly acceptable answer. But let's also talk about some other ways that we can write this. Well, one way we can write it is with a decimal. Boom. So you'll notice that I actually just copied that same problem down again, only this time I left the remainder off. Let's continue this without the remainder. When we get down to this point right here, and we say that there's 5 left over, it's because we've run out of numbers right there. But did you know that you can actually put a decimal right above that? And you can use that decimal to bring down a 0. And now we have a 50, which is definitely something we can do. We can say, okay, how many times will 8 go into 50? Well, we know that 8 will go into 56 times, right? Because 6 times 8 is 48. And we go ahead and do our subtraction right there, leaving us a 2 left over. And then we can actually bring down another 0. I know nothing's showing up there, but there is an actual 0 there. And we can bring that 0 down, and we can say, well, how many times will 8 go into 20? Well, 8 will go into 20 2 times, because 2 times 8 is 16. We put the 16 under there. We do our subtraction. Let's try a different color. 20 subtract 16 is 4. And once again, we can bring down another 0, which is going to make that 40. Then we ask ourselves, how many times will 8 go into 40? Well, we're in luck. 8 goes into 40 exactly 5 times, which ends our decimal right there because 40 minus 40 is 0. So that's another way to write this answer. So we can do 604 remainder 5, or we can do 604.625, or if you rather, 604 and 625 thousandths. Now the third way I want to show you is the fraction. Let's take a look at what this answer actually means. We can write that as a fraction because we know that 8 goes into 4,837 at least 600 and... Here, let me find a different color so it stands out. At least 604 times, right? So let's use this color. So it goes at least 604 times. But it goes a little bit more, right? Because there's a 5 out of 8 more that it goes. So we can actually write this as 604 and 5/8. So all 3 of these would be accurate answers to this particular division problems. That's 3 different ways to write a quotient. I do hope that was helpful to you. Yeah, have a good day. Bye.